technology is changing at a rate that few people could have predicted just a couple years ago.
2011, right after we recovered from the global downturn, the top line revenues for companies in this index have been going down.
Suppliers wake up every day saying, I got a bunch of products I got to push out into the market. And customers wake up every day thinking, I got an outcome, a business outcome I got to improve. The next decade in this industry is about that white space in the middle, about the nature, the structure of the relationship between our product-focused companies and our outcome-focused customers. We're not going to step over that line, because when we step over that line into the customer's complexity, all of our economics break. Because now all of a sudden we have to deal with this customer's business processes and their legacy systems and their bad integrations and all these problems. So we went up to the edge of this level 2 model where we stayed focused on the product, but we stopped on this issue of delivering the result for customers.
Stein's law states, if something cannot go on forever, it will stop.
Everything changes, including the people that we talk to. Not all, but some, particularly big ones, are saying, you know what, I've had enough. I don't want to build it anymore. I want to consume it. Unless you actually package it in the way I look at things rather than the way you look at things, then I'm not going to buy it. So I want the outcomes. I want business outcomes.
Cloud and mobile are just different avenues of consumption. 9 out of 10 problems are going to be about the business challenges which face our customers. How do I know what you do as a project is impacting my business? How do you quantify value? And how do you quantify value in a programmatic manner?
Our principle number 1 is that customers and businesses grow together. One of the things that we realized early on is that if we did a good job for a customer, they would stay with us for life. Sometimes customers grow, sometimes they shrink. We just need to let that happen. Let's let their needs drive the relationship.
In the future of a level 3 or level 4 B4B company instead of a B2B company, it's much more about land and expand. It's much more about planting a platform that enables consumption and then monetizing that consumption over time. If you look at the companies that are driving growth of 30% a year, 50% a year, 100% a year in these B4B models, they basically say, no, we're going to run an expand-based sales motion, which will actively help the customer find the next leg of value in our platforms so that they can consume more and pay us more.
Understanding what they consume, how they consume, why do they not consume certain features. Every click-through, every aspect of your portfolio needs to have consumption analytics related to it, without which you will not monetize your business model effectively in the cloud.
First, we want to help people make better decisions. We need to find what is better, and we write down an equation that approximates the delight of the user. Second, we can now run experiments because we know what's going well and what's doing poorly. What I want to extract from that is, we didn't start with the data. We said, let's start with the model of the customer. Let's vary things, and then let's figure out whether the way we varied it makes sense or whether we should go back to the old one.
We talked about driving outcomes. We've never had visibility into those outcomes before. We don't know what the customers really did with the technology. We had no ability to execute the driving of customer success at scale because we didn't have the data and the connection to make that real and affordable.
What are the new economic engines? What do they look like? And we're talking about as people move over and become level 3 and level 4 providers and start focusing on outcomes, what are those financial models going to look like?
Outcomes.
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 Outcomes.